Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning and being up this early. Hope you have coffee in hand because we've got a great show. You're not going to want to walk away from the TV today. I'm James Dunn. No, I'm not James Dunn, am I? I'm not. You're not Stacy Dunn either, are you?
Not Stacy.
Okay, do not adjust your set. We are the guest hosts. I guess that makes us the B team coming in this morning, doesn't it?
Exactly.
I'm Hurley Buff. I'm the director of the Cleveland Bradley Business Incubator here on the Cleveland State campus. And joining me today is my lovely and talented co-host, Jessica Carasquillo, who is with Social Security Advocates, which is conveniently located in the Business Incubator. Isn't that funny?
Convenient?
That is such a coincidence.
Great.
How did we wind up here together?
Not really sure.
I'm not either, believe me. Your wonderful normal host, James Dunn, gave us a call about, an hour ago?
Exactly.
Yeah, we've had about an hour notice, so we should
look
do a
pretty
really
well for
good
an
job,
hour,
shouldn't we?
Yeah.
We look great for all the notice we have.
Exactly.
In any event, we've got a great show for you today, but we're going to start out by telling you a little bit about our lovely and talented co-host, Jessica, and Social Security Advocates, because you do something very interesting next door too.
I
so
do.
Tell me about your business, as if I didn't know already.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and I hope, like Hurley said, you've got your coffee there. If not, wait till commercial because you're not going to want to miss any of this at all.
That's right.
What I do at Social Security Advocates is that we help individuals obtain their Social Security disability benefits. And I know already you're probably thinking, I'm tired of seeing the commercials. We got commercials all the time for different firms, different places that handle Social Security disability. The difference between our offices and maybe some attorneys' offices and so forth is that we specialize solely in Social Security disability benefits. So that's what we do every day of the week. We are very familiarized with the rulings, the new laws that are coming to pass, and so forth. We do work on a contingency basis, and what that means is there's no benefits unless you win. Now, I'll give a word of caution. If you do have a Social Security disability claim that's going on, make sure that you're not paying anything up front because it is based on your past due benefits. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is we do get a couple of calls every once in a while stating that they've been charged so much amount to do their case up front, and that's not the case.
Yeah, that's a red flag, right?
Exactly,
if somebody's
it is.
asking you for money up front, then they're probably not that legitimate.
Exactly, and the thing is that I am an accredited disability rep, which means that I am recognized by the Social Security Administration as a viable disability rep. Mm-hmm. We have a 97% success rate in our office, Hurley.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Part of the reason of that is because, again, this is what we do on a day-to-day basis, and we really work well together with the claimants, the facilities, the doctors, their therapists, and so forth, to make sure that we have all the documentation, because a lot of the cases that are being denied is because all the documentation is not in there. Now, with that said, 94% of cases do get denied the first 2 times.
That's what I was about to ask, is how many cases get denied up front. So somebody who has applied on their own and has been denied, they certainly shouldn't be discouraged because they're in the majority then.
Exactly. Right? 94% of cases do get denied the first 2 levels. It does have a little bit of a change once you get to hearing. The only drawback on that is that claims usually do take about 2 years to go through. Mm-hmm. So you have people that have been injured at work and maybe are going through a workers' compensation claim. Don't wait until that claim is over. If you think that your condition is going to keep you out of work or expect to keep you out of work for 12 months or more, then you should file your disability claim, because it will take a 2-year process to do that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's necessarily the best thing that maybe someone who is interested in applying for disability come to you first?
Well, we always recommend that because it does make a difference on how we handle the case, because we get to know the individual and their condition and their circumstance more personal. Mm-hmm. And I really do pride myself in the staff that I have. I call them team members, not employees. They're my team members because we really do give the personal attention to each and every one of the claimants as much as possible that we can, so that we can ensure a successful win at the
outcome,
end.
Yeah. Now, if a claim is not challenged, if it's approved, how long does that normally take?
Well, usually, again, and I'll go through some of the process. The initial level, once you apply, it does go up to Nashville, and that could take anywhere from 4 to 6 months to have a decision. Again, most of that will be a denial. Then you have to appeal again. You have 60 days to do that, and then it goes back up to Nashville to a different examiner, 4 to 6 months on that. If you do get denied, we appeal it and ask for a hearing in front of the judge. And right now it's taking anywhere from 12 to 15 months to get in front of an administrative law judge.
Wow, that seems like a long time.
It is a long time. And you'll hear all the time, because we hear it on an everyday basis, I know someone that got their benefits approved in 3 months. It does depend on your age, your education, the past relevant work, whether you're a person that's able to be retrained to do another type of career, or if your condition is totally viable where it won't. So it's more entailed than just filling out some paperwork and seeing that a condition's been met. When you usually hear people saying that, people really don't know the ins and outs of what has happened.
Well, and I was going to say that would be an instance of an almost flawless case that,
Exactly.
that was pretty well cut and dried from
Exactly.
the get-go. But even then, even when it is something that's that clear cut, it's still going to take 3 or 4 months
It could.
before you get an answer,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. And it depends on the examiner that we have. We have a pretty good relationship with the examiners in Nashville. Exactly. We have a good relationship with our local Social Security offices, because not only do we work in this area, we have an office in Orlando as well. And we do cases all over the East Coast and some of the Midwest. So we establish those relationships for a reason, because we want to actively be working on the claims. We don't want to just to sit in a filing cabinet and wait for Social Security to decide. We are actively working with the administration to see how we can help them help us.
Well, I know that since you began your business, you've always considered it a personal ministry.
Yes.
And that you have prided yourself on giving personalized customer service to your clients.
And I do.
You are personally involved. When you say you have a business in Orlando and try cases across the country, though, it's still you. You're the Social
Exactly.
Security advocate.
Exactly.
You know, so-
Because it's made it really easy now that we can do everything on the internet, so we can communicate in those avenues and in those areas. And if it has to go to a hearing, I'm the one that's personally going to the hearing and representing that specific client in front of the administrative law judge.
Right.
So even though I have my team members working on everyday issues like filling out appeals or questionnaires and stuff, I still know exactly what's going on in each of those cases, just because it's just better that way. I feel that the clients are not just a number. They're an actual person. These are real people going through real issues, and something in their life has changed where it's caused not only hardship financially, mentally, and physically. So I do take it very personally.
And when a body can catch you in between planes, you can co-host TV shows, correct?
Exactly. When
All
I have
right,
the extra
exactly.
time, I'm able to do that.
Well, I tell you, before we go to break, why don't you tell everybody how that they can get in touch with your office?
Okay, you can give us a call at 423-473-6714. That area code again is 423-473-6714. You can call us anytime. We do make appointments readily available to you. If you cannot come to us, we are more than happy to come to you per se. We do have phone appointments available. You may not feel well enough to come to us, but we'll be able to help you out any way that we can.
That's fantastic.
Thank
you for being here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, we are going to go to break and come back. We've got some really great guests that we're going to have here very, very shortly. We're going to save one for a surprise, but, well, let's save both for a surprise. why don't
Exactly.
we?
You just
Yeah.
go get your cup of coffee, and
Go
we'll
get
be back
that coffee,
shortly.
and we'll be back right after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
St. Mary of Athens, Tennessee Annual Fall Festival,
Sunday, September 29th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Authentic ethnic food, homemade cakes and pies. Get your Christmas shopping done with our silent auction. Close to 200 items will be available to bid on. Kids on with inflatables, games, face painting, and goodies. Everyone walks away with a prize. Come out Sunday, September 29th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and have a great family-filled day at St. Mary, 1291 East Madison Avenue, Athens, Tennessee, or call 423-745-4277. Look us up on Facebook or our web, stmaryathens.tn.org.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now, Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back this morning. I hope you grabbed your cup of coffee and maybe a little snack so you can finish watching the show. Today we have on the show Dr. Stephen Wolf. He's an OBGYN with Life Circle. Welcome, Dr. Wolf. How are you this morning?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we've got some really interesting things to talk about. This is a subject that I am interested in, not only as a female, but as a Social Security disability rep as well. And we want you to tell us a little bit about yourself first before we get into the interesting topic of OBGYN.
Okay. Well, as you mentioned, I'm a trained OBGYN. I've been in practice now for about 20 years, 10 years here in Cleveland with Life Circle Women's Healthcare. Currently practice at Sky Ridge Medical Center and happen to be chief of staff at the hospital right now.
Happen to be chief of staff.
Right.
Listen, how modest. Happen to be chief of
So
staff.
he's quite busy, is what you're saying.
Busy.
Yes. Fruitful. We'll say that. We'll use that word. It's appropriate for OBGYN.
Yes, that's true.
And today we're going to talk about different prolapses.
Yes.
Is that a correct term? Prolapses that happen within your body in the female arena.
Right. This
And
is all females, and that's all we see at our office. We deal with both obstetric issues and gynecologic issues, and the practice is about 50-50, I would say. And we do a lot of gynecologic surgery. One of the more common gynecologic surgeries that we deal with is what we call pelvic organ prolapse, which is something that most women probably don't talk about on a day-to-day basis, and
or don't even know what it really entails.
And I'm sure guys probably never do unless you
guys
happen to be a
never-
doctor.
Right.
But you know, it's an issue that I think a lot of women are embarrassed to talk about. They may be afraid to talk about it because they're afraid, they're not sure what's going on with their body. But we can talk a little bit about what their symptoms may be and things.
And Dr. Wolf, wouldn't you say that some women also are embarrassed to talk about it because they feel that it may be either a change of life situation or their body's just reacting differently? You know, we joke around about things going south after a certain age period and so forth. But this is not exactly what you're talking about because it doesn't just pertain to a specific age group. Is that correct?
That's correct. Pelvic organ prolapse can happen at any age group. It's generally something that occurs in women who've had babies because babies tend to stretch and pull and tear connective tissue in the pelvis as they
Are we
pass
able to maybe we can put it on layman's terms a little bit of what exactly that is so that people will know what we're talking about?
If you think about, it's basically a hernia through the pelvis where things are stretched or prolapsed to the point that you may have a bulge presenting outside the genital opening, which can affect how one urinates, how one moves their bowels, how uncomfortable intercourse may be, or just having the general discomfort of something coming out through the vaginal opening.
So the pelvic prolapse, does it sometimes maybe create some irritable bowel syndrome or some incontinency?
It can be associated with incontinence both from the bladder and bowel, and also make it difficult to both empty the bladder and the bowel. And there can be prolapses just of the uterus itself. The bony pelvis itself is like a funnel that's built that way to allow babies to come through there. And the problem is that gravity works on that over time. After a baby stretches that tissue, it allows organs to prolapse then, which can include the bladder, the rectum, the uterus, the vagina.
I know when we talked earlier, I asked a funny question, even though I'm a disability rep, because we have to talk to so many people, and I asked the question about a bladder tact or tack. And you automatically see that in your head, us picking up an organ and maybe tying it up so it doesn't fall out or so forth. So I wanted to get a little bit more clarity for our viewing audience, because as females, sometimes we really don't know what's going on with our body. And again, like you said, we're embarrassed. We don't know if this is abnormal or what's going on.
Yeah, it's like what you said, and I can't help but wonder, Dr. Wolf, when you have a patient that is experiencing those kind of feelings, how do you go about overcoming that with a patient? I mean, some people are just more naturally reserved than others, but I'm sure it can happen to anybody. So, how do you deal with patients?
Well, it takes a careful discussion beforehand about what symptoms are and things, and we do a very thorough evaluation to determine what exactly is prolapsing, what's herniated, what is bothering you. I think one of the first things to understand about this is that prolapses are not dangerous to you in any way. They don't cause cancer, they don't shorten your life in any way, but they are uncomfortable, and they can be corrected oftentimes through surgery or by more conservative methods. There are things we call pessaries, which are rubber pieces that fit inside the vagina and hold things up in place that can avoid surgery in some cases. But we have a whole myriad of surgeries depending upon what the specific defect is that we would use to repair those defects.
And you handle those surgeries there at Life Circle?
We do those surgeries they're primarily hospital-based surgeries, but they probably make up a good third of our gynecologic surgeries that we perform. And they're such satisfying surgeries because people get such great relief.
Sure.
And it's very satisfying to see a patient come back with a big smile on her face and say, I feel so much better.
Right.
And things are just working better. And it's just, but it really does take a thorough evaluation and then the correct procedure for whatever your defect is.
I guess if you're a man watching the program this morning, you probably are not really understanding, but maybe if I can make an analogy, it would be almost like if a man had a herniated disc in his back, or a bulging disc, except this is in a different area of body, same pains, obviously different symptoms, just trying to give them a little bit of a mind.
And maybe a little bit better analogy is hernias that men develop in the groin, or on the abdomen. Yeah. And these are hernias that just happen to be in the pelvis. And they're the result primarily of childbirth and just gravity and weakening of the tissue and things.
So if a female goes in for the procedure and has the prolapse corrected, we were making fun about the bladder tack. That is not the correct term, correct?
Bladder tack is probably the most common term that I see. Most people who've had these surgeries will come in and say, well, I had a bladder tack. And I can tell you there's no technical term in the medical literature called a bladder tack.
Right, they're not taking some super glue and holding things up or anything like that. It's
I literally think of a thumbtack.
Exactly, I didn't want to say that, but that's what I was thinking.
There are hundreds of surgeries that we perform, none of them called bladder tack. And I think, some of the concerns that people have now is there are a lot of legal advertisements about mesh
Correct.
being used for some of these prolapses. So there's some fear out there about those things. And mesh has its own place in some of these surgeries, but I think most people are becoming more aware of it because
of all the commercials.
Because of the commercials about.
Let me ask you, what's the recovery time usually for someone that undergoes this type of surgery?
Usually 6 weeks total. Most don't have pain longer than 4 or 5 days.
Wow.
Usually most surgeries are done with 1 or 2 days stay in the hospital.
Could I ask if the surgery is done laparoscopically, or is it done mainly by incision?
Some are done by laparoscopy. The majority of the surgeries are actually done through the vagina without any incisions on the abdomen at all, which is even less invasive. So no stitches on the outside.
That's dangerous for any infections or anything like that as well. So let's talk about the fun part of your business, at least for me, the OB side, delivering babies.
Yes, love it.
It's fun.
Yes.
How many would you say your particular facility does on a daily or weekly basis?
Well, Sky Ridge is averaging around 1,100 deliveries a year.
Wow.
Now, and it's increasing. Wow. The numbers are increasing. Okay. And we have 4 doctors in our group, and we do somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 of those deliveries a year, I'd say, and that's increasing too. So.
I will have to say, Life Circle took care.
Was growing.
Exactly. I have to say, my goddaughter was taken very good care by Life Circle, and she is absolutely beautiful. I am gushing, but I can understand how that part of the business. I'm sure all of it is rewarding. As when we help people out, it's all rewarding when you see somebody feeling better. But seeing life being given or seeing it right there before your eyes must be something.
It's very rewarding. I've done it for 20 years and have no intention of stopping it. Both helping people with healthy pregnancies, but helping people who have problems with their pregnancies. Sometimes it's not that great of a situation, but it's very rewarding to help people through problems.
Right. Do you handle any fertility issues at Life Circle?
We do the basic infertility workups and evaluations, and then we work closely with some infertility doctors both in Chattanooga and Knoxville that help us out.
So that you're able to refer in case they need IVF treatment or anything like that?
Some of those things are very highly technical these days, require special laboratories, special technicians and things. So we do some of the basic things, and then if it requires something beyond those basic workups, then we would move on to that.
Does Sky Ridge have a NICU unit?
We have what's called a level 2 nursery. Nurseries are graded as a level 1, 2, and 3. And now Sky Ridge has a level 2 nursery with neonatal nurse practitioners that are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that are backed up by neonatologists.
Well, we've got a short time left. Why don't you tell our audience how they can get a hold of you at Life Circle? And
I'm at Life Circle, which is at 2301 North Ocoee Street. Our phone number is 423-339-1400.
And I'm sure that we will have that on the screen for you a little bit later. You're located almost right across from Ocoee Middle School,
Ocoee
is that correct?
Middle School.
It's been a pleasure having you with us this morning. Thank you for coming out here so early. And we appreciate all the information. If you have any questions, you can call Dr. Stephen Wolf. And we should be going to commercial shortly. Why don't you grab a second cup of coffee maybe?
Oh, or perhaps even a third if you're more like me.
Exactly.
I will say that I'm very, very thankful to have Jessica Carswell, guest hosting with me today. No offense, Dr. Wolf, but I think she talked to you a whole lot more intelligently than I could.
Again, if you're having any of these kind of issues, don't feel embarrassed. You call Dr. Wolf and his staff at Life Circle. They will take care of you. You do not have to suffer through the situation or even be embarrassed. Again, like we said, we'll be back shortly. We're going to have you go and take a snack or get a cup of coffee, and we appreciate you being with her. Don't go away. Come back.
We'll be right back.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
St. Mary of Athens, Tennessee Annual Fall Festival, Sunday, September 29th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Authentic ethnic food, homemade cakes and pies. Get your Christmas shopping done with our silent auction. Close to 200 items will be available to bid on. Kids on with inflatables, games, face painting, and goodies. Everyone walks away with a prize. Come out Sunday, September 29th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and have a great family-filled day at St. Mary, 1291 East Madison Avenue, Athens, Tennessee, or call 423-745-4277. Look us up on Facebook or our web, stmaryathens.tn.org.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back. Hope you had time to get that extra coffee. And I'm going to say donut. You're saying snack, but to me, it's donut.
Well, I was, as a disability rep, I have to encourage healthy eating as well. So I know it's boring. I didn't want to say go get your celery stick.
For all the men out in the office, we know that it's donut, right? Yeah. Okay. We've got another very special guest with us here today. I want to introduce Brian Smith, and Brian is here to tell us about his brand new business, which is going to be centered online. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what the name of your website is?
Well, the name of the website is dailychat.com. Chat, 2 T's for Chattanooga or surrounding area.
Clever play on words there.
Thank you very much. We basically are going to run the site. It's almost like a Living Social or Groupon type site, but it's only for the Chattanooga area. We're trying to bring it back down to the local customers and the local merchants.
Yeah, I had a note that you were basically marketing to just local people here in our community.
Correct.
And region. I guess
Absolutely.
I should say.
It's going to be within a 50-mile radius of Chattanooga, and we want to center our customers around, of course the businesses want to center their customers around their local area so you can get the repeat customer, not just the customer that comes through on a vacation and gets a really big discount where they'll never see that customer again. What you want is that repeat business to come back, and of course my clients are going to treat them with the utmost respect and take care of them when they come in the door.
That's fantastic
because
that's fantastic because what it's going to do, it's going to promote the businesses in the area, which means job growth, business growth for our local area, which is fantastic. I love that idea. So basically, well, I'm female, so we like to shop. So we have these great deals that we're going to be able to use within a 50-mile radius. What's the difference between you and those other websites?
Well, what I found in talking with these clients, I found out that they are paying a large sum to these very large corporations, and they're not making a lot of money on getting those guests in the door. I am taking that down by 20% to be able to make it more affordable for them to offer great deals and be able to make a little bit of money to pay their operating costs and advertising.
Fantastic, because in a way, everybody wins in this situation.
Well, in this
Absolutely.
situation, because with a situation with your competitors, sometimes the vendor, the store owner, whatnot, are kind of get the short end of the stick when they're dealing with some of your competitors.
Yes.
And how are you able to do this? I mean, how are you able to offer such a large difference in income there for?
I don't have
your
a very
customers?
large corporate office in California.
That could make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a laptop, and basically I run everything online. I have servers out of Chicago, so my overhead is very, very low. I even have a part-time job that I'm working just to keep my income going, and I'm going to pour all that money back into the business and make it successful here in the Chattanooga area.
So you're bootstrapping. You're really starting a grassroots company. You're going to raise it up from a flea, as it were. So
Absolutely.
what kind of businesses would be your clientele? I mean, what kind of businesses would benefit from this type of arrangement?
Well, we have day spas, salons. That'll be right up your alley.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We have restaurants. We have
Hey, me too, guys. You know?
we have gyms. We have all sorts of businesses, and even possibility of looking into Chattanooga Lookouts, possibly doing some ticket sales for them.
That's
Wonderful,
fantastic.
wonderful.
Now, will you have similar deals where if a client or a customer buys so many of those, they may get something for free if that's what the vendor chooses to do, or how will that work?
Actually, this is something I was going to save for later, but what I plan on
sorry.
doing with the site is once it's up and running and it's going good for 6 months to a year, I want to offer you buy 10 on my site and you get one of equal or lesser value free.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Okay. Now that is an incentive there,
Yeah.
isn't it? Especially for people that like to shop.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it makes it more convenient because you may not think about, for example, I'm very busy, so sometimes I may not think about going to get that massage because it's time consuming, but if it pops up on my
On your phone?
my
Sure.
phone with that specific, app or whatever, then, it's a reminder, well, maybe I could find, and I'm getting a good deal for that just as well. So this is a fantastic idea because it's
I can picture that. I can see Jessica picking up. It's a reminder to go get my massage.
Exactly. It's a reminder to, I don't know, go grocery shopping.
Exactly.
Which, that may be a good idea too.
There's
Now,
a
will they
thought.
be able to purchase certificates as well, gift certificates? and so
Absolutely.
forth
You can buy one for yourself and one for a gift for a friend.
That's fantastic.
Well, now, suppose that I am a vendor and I want to take advantage of your services. What are my upfront expenses?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing?
We sit down, absolutely nothing. We sit down and have a conversation, find out what you would like to run as a special to get your customers in the door. The great thing that I have come up with is what it really comes down to. We have a lot of competitors out there that make you start off at a specific discounted price. I don't make you do that. You know your customers better than I do. You know what's going to get your customers in the door. So I'm not going to say you have to do a 50% off right out the gate. If you want to give 30%, give what you feel is comfortable and what you will be able to sustain your business on, and while still allowing new clients to come in at a discounted rate.
Wonderful.
Actually,
wonderful.
it's really interesting that you come up with this idea because you're so upfront about it. And I mean, I really believe that you have a heart. Obviously, you're in business to make money, okay?
Right.
But you also have a heart to help the businesses in the local area, which is a heart that Hurley and I both share, is for business communities and making sure the economy in the Cleveland and Chattanooga area grow.
Yes, ma'am.
And that we don't suffer any more losses than the rest of the country has suffered.
Well, let's face it, customer service, it tends to ebb and flow. I mean, and right now it's kind of at an ebb. Yeah. But small business, I think, is going to be the leader in bringing back real customer service, just like what you're talking about right now.
Now, will your customers or the people that buy the product or the services be able to go on there and comment and recommend and give thumbs
Absolutely.
up and all that good stuff?
Yes, they will be able to fill out a survey, and they'll be able to rate the day spa salon or whatever they have chosen. They'll be able to rate that particular place.
And most of the places that you'll be dealing with are reputable, so that you don't have to worry that if you're going to a specific day spa or anything like that.
All licensed.
Just in light of recent stuff that's going on in the Chattanooga area, that they're legit, they're not anything that's going to be, for lack of a better word, sketch or anything to that point.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
You know, you mentioned about the businesses in the area and helping them grow. Nothing is more disheartening for me to go out and speak with some of these potential clients and find out that they've run ads with my competitors and they're under contract. With me, you're not under contract. If you get so many sold, then and you're busy, then you pick up the phone and call me, and I take you off the site that night. There's no reason or rhyme to the fact of if I get 1,000 customers buying a 30-minute massage at a day spa, there's only so many hours in the day that massage therapist can actually do the job.
Right, before she falls up and needs a massage
Correct.
herself.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So if if you call up a day spa or salon and they're booked out for the next 3 months, I mean, what's the point of you buying that discounted service if you can't get to them for 3 months? And it's really disheartening to find out where some of these businesses have sold thousands of these coupons and they didn't negotiate properly, or they didn't look and see what all was going to be involved in the actual cost. And since they're under contract, the competitors will not pull them off the site.
Yeah,
so they
they're kinda in a
continue to
fix
sell.
then, aren't they?
Right.
They continue to sell. Now, if I'm a day spa, if I own a day spa and salon and I have sold 1,000, then I need to be able, at 500 or 300, I need to pick up the phone and be able to call someone and say, I need to take care of this. We need to hold off, because I'm not able to give my customers the individual attention that they deserve. I'm at this point just processing customers, and I'm not giving them the individual attention that they deserve in order for me to retain them as a client.
I actually had that happen. I bought a coupon in one of your competitors, and when I went to schedule it, the coupon was only for a certain amount of time, but they didn't have the space at the time that I needed it. And I lost out. So I had already purchased it, I bought it, it was already paid for, but I didn't get to use it. So it was not only aggravating for me, but I'm sure for them as well, because they didn't make their money on it because the coupon was not handed over to them.
Well, and that's looking at it from the customer's point of view, but from the owner, the small business person's point of view, not only does it make them look bad to begin with, but there's always going to be certain times of the year when they're going to be busier than others. I mean, with Christmas coming up, you know, we could say that if I were a spa owner, I know that's a stretch of the imagination, okay, but if I were, you know, I know that Christmas is coming up and it's going to be a busy time. So what you're saying is that I know if this is going to be a peak season for me, I can give Brian Smith a call and say, hey, you know, pull me down for a while. We'll pick back up after Christmas.
Absolutely.
And the way that your agreement works, that's not a problem.
Or within an hour time frame?
By the end of the day, by the end of the business day, I'll have them pulled off.
Well, what I was asking is that maybe you might not want to pull completely off, but you might want to say, can you only give 5 hours for this coupon to be out there?
Absolutely.
Could you do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do a day coupon where it's limited to that one particular day. And yeah.
So that's fantastic for the business owners in this area. Really, everyone should be taking advantage of this new site that's coming up. When is it going to be up and running?
It actually launches on Monday, the 30th at 6 p.m. and I am doing a launch party at Beef O'Brady's over in Ooltewah.
Okay, he said party. Now I'm really interested.
I'm like,
okay.
And you don't need a coupon for
I
that.
didn't mention food yet, have I? Free food. Y'all come in. I'm inviting all business owners, and we're going to have Cat Country 95.3 out there doing a live remote.
And when is that again?
That is this coming Monday, September the 30th.
Okay.
And what time does
6
that
p.m.
begin?
It starts at from 5 to 7.
5 to 7 at Beef O'Brady's. Give our audience the address and how to get in touch with you.
If I had the address, I'd be happy to give it to him.
It's Beef O'Brady's in Ooltewah.
Beef O'Brady's in Ooltewah, the only one around.
But most importantly, let's
Yeah.
get the website name again so
Absolutely.
that everyone
It
watching
is-
this morning
It
knows.
is dailychat.com, and if you need to get in touch with me and would like to do a promotion for your business, it's bps@dailychat.com, or you can call me at 423-800-1195. That's, again, 423-800-1195.
Fantastic.
Well, great. Well, we're going to talk more about this after the break because he said party. Now
Exactly.
I'm paying attention now. See, I was kind of sitting here asleep.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. But now we're going to talk more about that, and we can let you give some more information after the break here. But right now we're going to take a little break, give everybody a chance to go get another donut and another cup of coffee. And we'll be right back after these messages. Stay with us.
Thanks.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
St. Mary of Athens, Tennessee Annual Fall Festival, Sunday, September 29th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Authentic ethnic food, homemade cakes and pies. Get your Christmas shopping done with our silent auction. Close to 200 items will be available to bid on. Kids on with inflatables, games, face painting, and goodies. Everyone walks away with a prize. Come out Sunday, September 29th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and have a great family-filled day at St. Mary, 1291 East Madison Avenue, Athens, Tennessee, or call 423-745-4277. Look us up on Facebook or our web, stmaryathens.tn.org.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Good Friday morning, everybody. Thanks again for joining us. And we're sitting here talking with our guest, Brian Smith. And Brian has a really great new website that he's going to be telling you about. And I want to ask you, first of all, you know, what led you to come up with this idea? I mean, this is not something exactly somebody would sit down and say, oh, well, okay, tomorrow morning I'm going to build a website. So where did you get the idea and what led you to it?
Well, I came up with the idea, I guess, probably about 6 months ago. I just recently moved back a couple of years ago from Texas, and out there I was working for a marketing company, and they were going business to business. We were doing tickets for the Texas Rangers, we were doing Dallas Stars, high-end, big names, and they were easy sells. And I thought about coming back here to Chattanooga and doing the same thing. I got into it a little bit, found out it's pretty rough out there, especially in, in this economy. So I just thought, for a moment, why not do it online? And then in talking with these potential clients, I had found out the financial situation that they're in with my now competitors. And I thought, you know what? I don't have to be a billionaire like some of these people. I really don't. I don't have to make $1 million. I have to do what I think is fair. And I think that pours over from my own experiences in life to just do what's fair in any given situation. And I think that what I'm going to be able to do for my clients is going to be more than fair for both of us.
But I would suppose that to say you have the entrepreneurial spirit would be kind of an understatement, because you've certainly got some big competition out there. But with the way that you make yourself unique from those businesses, I think is probably the most important of what's going to make you successful, because you are catering strictly to the vendors and the customers that are right here in this general area. What exactly is the area limits that you're going to cover?
I actually have a client that's all the way up in Charleston. I'm going to go all the way down to Dalton, up to Dunlap, and out past Lookout Valley. So it's going to be a pretty broad area.
So still a pretty good range.
Yes. Sure, because
and even keeping it local, that's still a pretty good range there.
And where I'm going to, second phase of my site, the initial site's going to be going up as of Monday. Of course, as we get the site up and running, everything's going to change and develop, not to the point of Facebook or any of those kind of changes, but subtle changes. Something that I think is a fantastic idea is you being a shopper. If your home is in Cleveland, you want that great manicure, pedicure, but you see the advertisements for Signal Mountain. So you're going to take the time to drive from here to Signal Mountain for that one great deal. Well, you have to think gas money, you have to think time on the road, going through the ridge cut there in Chattanooga, not always fun. So what I'm going to do, phase 2 is going to break down the city by area. So you're going to have the initial site where you click and all of the deals are going to be on that initial site. But then you're going to be able to click in your home or work area, East Ridge, Hickson, Soddy Daisy.
So you can customize it by the area that you would like.
Correct. And you're going to be able not to have to drive clear across town to get that good deal. You're going to find a good deal right in your home area, which helps the clients of mine because they have those people that will drive all the way across town for that great haircut and will never be seen again. You want somebody from the local area that will be a repeat customer. And I think that's the way that we're going to be able to do that.
That'll broaden your customer base. It brings in, then you get your referrals that way as well. It's a great way to even let your business be known. So as a vendor, really this is a great website.
Well, and that's usually the way that I look at it. I mean, being the incubator director, I can't help but look at it from the small business person's side. And of course, we've all done it. You know, we've all heard of a big sale or had a coupon, and you know, we've left Cleveland for, you know, Jasper or Hickson or Chattanooga for, you know, for that one time. But this is going to help ensure that a customer base and a relationship between the vendor and that customer is developed and hopefully maintained. I would suppose would be the end goal there.
Absolutely.
So when do you have to be particularly computer savvy to take advantage of this? I mean, how complicated is the website?
You're going to go onto the site. It simply says shampoo, haircut, blow dry style, or manicure, pedicure, or save 500 photos to digital copy, and you just click on the picture or on the actual text. It flips you over, shows you exactly what the deal is, how it's laid out, shows the GPS location or the Google map of that location, gives them their telephone number, their street address. It has a buy now that goes through PayPal. They click on it, have their PayPal account already set up, purchase, and print out the coupon.
Okay,
That's
well,
fantastic.
that is
So
fantastic.
again,
Sounds
let's
very
reiterate
simple.
a little bit as we're closing down the show. Again, if I'm a vendor and I want to get in touch with you, how easy is it again, if we can reiterate that a little bit?
Sure, it's BPS, Brian Patrick Smith, at dailychat.com, or they can call 423-800-1195.
Now, I'm a little bit interested in finding out how you went,
A little bit interested.
a lot interested actually, on how you got some of the vendors to come on board. Did you go knocking on doors, as we all have had to do for our small
sure,
businesses?
absolutely.
Phone calls, what was the process in that?
I've been the sweaty guy walking around town going business to business. That was me.
You were the one knocking on our door.
Yeah,
No, just
that
kidding.
was it.
Shoe leather investment, yeah.
Believe it or not, I guess the easiest and I guess the easiest way to tell you this is, it's really not that hard. When you go to your competitors' sites and go down the list and say, how do you feel about your current situation with this provider? Show them how different I'm going to be, or my company is going to be, how I can help you retain those customers that are from right around the corner from you that may not even know you're there, and going to put more money in your pocket at the same time.
Well, now, we've had businesses at the Business Incubator in the past that I know. Just to give a very crude example here, if you're a hairdresser who is used to getting $50 for a lady's haircut, and they've went to one of your competitors, and the coupon that they are giving out is for a $20 haircut, the person actually cutting the hair is only getting $10 of that sometime. So we've went from $50 to $10, just a little bit of difference there. And of course, that's a big advantage of going with you, not only the local aspect, but I mean, you're allowing that shopkeeper, that hairdresser, that vendor, keep more of their own hard-earned money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a great way, like I said, to get your business. I mean, let's face it, how many of us do not want our names out there and have the customers say, and you're not paying a fee to join, is that correct?
That
or
is
is there
correct.
a fee?
There is no fee.
So I come to you, I've got, I don't know, 10,000 nail polishes that I've invented, and I'm going to buy, I don't, but that's a good thing.
It could be.
And I want to advertise that. I could come to your website and say, hey, Brian, I need your help with this. Boom, I push a button, here's the deal, and I start automatically just getting this customer base that I would have never had because of the internet and the website and the coupons and so forth.
Absolutely.
Free exposure.
Exactly. It's
Absolutely. That's a
fantastic.
no-brainer for any small
Yeah,
business
it's fantastic.
person.
You know, if you look at it like this, and my mother was in real estate for years, I'm a real estate agent.
Right.
I'm representing you, I'm putting you out there, I'm representing your home, I'm putting it out there, and you don't have to pay me anything until the house sells.
Right.
Same thing. Until someone comes and purchases that coupon from my site, I don't get paid anything, and you don't get paid anything. But that's a great way to do it, because even if they don't purchase from your site, your name is there.
Well, and that's a very important point, because when you're dealing with some of your larger competitors, you know, online, I mean, that's a sort of a faceless entity.
Right.
You know,
Right.
when somebody is going to be out there representing you to the general public,
Absolutely.
you want to be able to look that person in the eye, shake their hand, and know who you're dealing with when this person basically is taking your name and reputation and presenting it to the public.
Absolutely. And I would think that even in home-based businesses, let's say you have a business where you're teaching, I don't know, embroidery or scarf making classes, which I did take, by the way, at one time. Wasn't very good at it.
Scarf-making class.
I did.
Okay.
I saw it in a competitor's website
Right.
and went and took it, and I'm not sure I was good at it, but hey, I did
Live
it.
and learn, Brian.
Exactly. But if you have a home-based business, if you're out there and you have a home-based business, this is a great opportunity to get your product out
Oh, yeah.
there, because you can advertise it, you can get your customer base up. You're not
yeah.
necessarily in a standalone building or in an office,
right.
but you've got product that you want sold or a service that you want sold. So this is a great way to advertise
Remember,
it.
Amazon was built out of a garage.
Exactly.
This is true. So was Apple Computer, for that matter.
Absolutely. And yeah, I actually have 2 businesses specifically that are home-based businesses that have products that we're promoting. So
Really?
I'm very
That's
excited about
wonderful.
that. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
you just got to bring it back home. Give the people what they need as far as the customers are concerned. Give them what they need. Give your clients what they need. And you don't have to make $1 million. You don't. You have to make a living.
You would be okay with that.
I would be okay with that. Absolutely.
I was going to say the incubator is a charitable organization.
Exactly.
We do take donations. Well, but that's a great way to look at it, though, and I like the words you chose there. You just have to bring it back home. Right now, as you know, at the incubator, we're having a drive for everybody to shop at home for Christmas. Yeah. And I think that's really the essence of what you're saying there, too, because by shopping on your website, they know up front that they're getting product that is from right here in the area, and that those dollars are going to go back into our local economy.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
a very important thing. But before that we go, we've got to talk about the party now. You know,
We're back to the party.
we're back to the party. Okay, and the party is at Beef O'Brady's in Ottawa.
Correct. And that is going to be between 5 and 7 on Monday, September the 30th.
That's this coming Monday.
That is this Monday.
Between 5 and 7 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, and what do I expect when I get there?
Oh, Hurley. We're going to have quesadillas. We're going to have nachos. We're going to have all sorts of things. Cuban sandwiches.
Okay.
I'm there.
I was going to say, you're saying all the right things now, Brian. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and we really do want to encourage businesses out there, including the businesses in the incubator, to let's help Brian get this website
Yes,
up and running,
absolutely.
and get our businesses here in the area. And like we said, please, this season, shop at home. Let's
Shop at home.
really help out the Cleveland and surrounding areas and our small businesses, because that's what's going to help our economy grow here in this area.
Yes.
And
Keep
we don't
that
want to
money
be
right
one of
here.
those statistics, right? Of one of those cities that
Exactly.
went under. Cleveland is a beautiful place, and we've got great businesses in this area, so shop at home this Christmas.
Absolutely. So one more time, tell us how that we get in touch with you. Tell us your website address.
Sure. It's Brian Smith. You can give me a call at 423-800-1195. That again is 423-800-1195, or bps@dailychat.com.
And
Fantastic.
dailychat.com, that is the ticket right there. And spell that out for our audience one more
Sure.
time, just so
That's
they know.
Daily, D-A-I-L-Y, and Chat, C-H-A-T-T, for Chattanooga and surrounding area.
That's the part that I
fantastic.
want everybody
That's
to
fantastic.
remember. Well, Brian, we thank you so much for being
Thank you
with
for
us
having
today.
me.
And we wish you every success on
Absolutely.
your
Thank you very
business. And we will be there for the party.
Yes,
So
we will.
make sure there's
Great.
plenty of food. I'm going to be there. You going to
Yes.
be there? Oh, yeah.
I'm in
we'll
town
be
that
there
day,
for
so I am going to be there.
Great. It'd be
All
awesome.
right.
We wanted to say to everyone in the area, it's been a pleasure co-hosting this show with
It's
you.
been wonderful to have you here with, especially with Dr. Wolf. So
Exactly.
you helped me out with that.
That was
I'll owe
great,
you
actually.
one.
That was
Yeah.
great information.
But in any event, we're out of time, so we're going to say goodbye for today. Thank you for joining us so early on a Friday morning. And the next time you look in, James and Stacy will be back. It's been a pleasure to be with you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye.